Pro-Chancellor of Nitte University, chief guest for this very special occasion, my good friend Dr. Surinder Singh, the Vice Chancellor of ASS Academy of Higher Education and Research, Mysore, Professor M.S. Mudikaya, the Pro-Vice Chancellor, Nitte University, Professor Dr. Harsha Halali, the Registrar, Sadhana Deshmukh, Director for Curriculum Development, and all my esteemed colleagues from Nitte University, heads of institutions, heads of departments, teaching faculty, students, postgraduates, dear non-teaching staff, award winners, those who are going to be felicitated on this occasion, ladies and gentlemen, and members of the press. Deviating from the normal tradition, as the Vice Chancellor of the University, I am pleased to welcome you all for this unique occasion. I deem it my privilege, and I congratulate the winners, award winners who have been felicitated for Best Teacher Award during this academic year 21-22. Several noble persons and scriptures have highlighted the importance of the teaching faculty. Teaching is a very noble profession that shapes the character, caliber, and future of an individual. If the people remember me as a good teacher, that will be the biggest honor for me. This is what Abdul Kalam said. Dr. APG Abdul Kalam spoke of teachers as walking encyclopedias, a fountain of love, and most of all, a caring human being. Great teachers put the students a few decades ahead and see the future of the world in the eyes of the student. This is what he said during one of the convocation address. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Maheshwara, Trimurtis. Gandhiji once said, parents are the first teachers and the teachers are the second parents. All of you know that there's one more saying in Sanskrit that Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, and Acharya Devo Bhava. Teachers are given third place in the after mother and father. It's a very important position has been given to teachers, and we are really privileged to have this unique position of teaching students. Teachers play a very, very vital role in nation building. If an engineer fails, a bridge may collapse. If a doctor fails, then a patient life may be in danger. But if a teacher fails, then a whole country will collapse or it will be ruined. It's very important that the achievements of the teacher or teaching faculty are recognized and rewarded. In Nitte University, we firmly believe to become a globally recognized university, we need to foster scholarship, scientific inquiry, critical thinking, creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship among the students in the campus. Teachers' role in all these endeavors is very, very important and enormous. Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, whose birthday is celebrated as Teachers' Day, said, one of the greatest teachers, unless we have dedicated and committed teachers, who can take teaching as a mission in their lives, we cannot have a good education system. Teachers should be the best minds in the country. That's what Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan said. As you all know, in the National Education Policy 2020, the Ministry of Education has an ambitious plan to increase the enrollment ratio from 28 to 50% by 2035. Today, the heart of the country calls for good teachers capable of playing a significant role in the progress of the nation. Nitte University, which is a 14 years young university, recognizes that teaching and research are two important pillars of higher education. Nitte University has been encouraging faculty and students to get involved not only in teaching but also in research by providing lot of supporting system has been created in the university, like seed money for research, support for filing patents, publication incentives, salary increment for obtaining PhD, and starting performance-based appraisal system, where here again equal weightage has been given for teaching and research. With this in mind, Best Teacher Award was started in the year 2021 to encourage the faculty to get involved in research and teaching. In our strategic plan, university has set a very ambitious target for the next 3 years. We want to increase the faculty publication and we want to double our research funding and publication. We also aim at generating at least a good number of patents each year for the next 3 years, so that we will get good recognition in NIRF ranking. All this is not possible unless we have a very concerted effort from all our faculty, support staff and students. We know that the selection of faculty for Best Teacher Award is not an easy task. I congratulate my colleagues from university who have designed a reasonably comprehensive methodology for the selection, which is not it was not very pleasant, easy task. Best Teacher of the Year. The responsibility of selection has been given to the individual colleges. Still we take the responsibility of this whole, both in academics and research. I also hope that this will inspire my other colleagues, teaching staff, to chief guest Dr. Surinder Singh, a good friend of mine, who will be introduced by Mrs. Sadhana Deshmukh, Director, Staff Development Center. But on this occasion, I want to thank Dr. Surinder Singh. You may be knowing that during COVID pandemic, we wanted vaccines very badly. He is the person who helped us in getting that 40,000 units of vaccine to the university. Thank you, Surinder, for wonderful. I welcome our presiding officer of our university, Pro-Chancellor Professor Shantaram Shetty, for gracing this occasion. Senior colleagues, heads of the institutions, heads of the departments, faculty, teaching faculty, students for this ceremony. My special welcome to those 11 bright teachers who will be awarded during this function. Thank you, and I wish each one of you for this Best Teachers Award function. Thank you very much.
To our chief guest today. Teachers in this noble profession and helping us know the motive of this particular award. Thank you, sir. Eagerly waiting to know the recipients of the Best Teacher Awards today, and this onerous task will be done by our Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. M.S. Moditaya. Being a multifaceted personality, sir has made a mark as a teacher, educationalist and an administrator.
President of this award ceremony and our Honorable Pro-Chancellor Dr. Shantaram Shetty, esteemed chief guest of today's event, Professor Dr. Surinder Singh, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of JSS delivery process. We thought a formal function of this nature should be held so that the best of the teachers will inspire many in the university, and our objective of ensuring that the university has a student-centric academic delivery process is, really respected, and everybody is made to commit to that. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have the list of the best teachers from every institution. It is my pleasure to read out the names. But before that, let me tell you that three important parameters were taken into account, that is the teaching, research and the services. But more importantly, we thought this should be left to the heads of institutions. A committee headed by the heads of institution would be deciding on this. The university has not interfered, wherein all of them felt that the student feedback should be given the highest weightage, and accordingly they have sent the list. I am only just reading out the names of those teachers who have made all of us proud. And let me start with the KSEC Medical Academy, and from the Faculty of Medicine, the award goes to Dr. Mahabalesh Shetty, the Professor and Head, Department of Forensic Medicine, Shema. The Tutor, Department of Anatomy, Shema. From the Faculty of Allied Health Sciences of Shema, we have Mr. Shashi Kumar Shetty, the Assistant Professor, Medical Imaging Technology, Shema. Coming to A.B. Shetty Memorial Institute of Dental Sciences, the Best Teacher Award 2022 goes to Dr. Kaushik Shetty, the Lecturer, Department of Orthodontics and Dentofacial Pharmaceutical Sciences. The best teacher for this year is Professor Dr. Narayana Charilu, the Professor, Department of Regulatory Affairs and Quality Assurance. Institute of Physiotherapy goes to Miss Aishwarya Nair, Assistant Professor. And from Nitte Usha Institute of Nursing Sciences, the Best Teacher Award 2022 goes to Mrs. Lata S., the Associate Professor. And Dr. Dikshit, Associate Professor, Nuksar, is the best teacher from Nuksar for this year 2022. And from Nitte Institute of Architecture, it is Dikshit Shetty, who is an assistant professor at the institute. And from Nitte Institute of Communications, the Best Teacher Award 2022 goes to Dr. Nesara Kadanakuppe, Associate Professor. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, from Nitte Institute of Speech and Hearing, it is Dr. Deepthi KJ, Associate Professor. Congratulations. May you inspire many.
Best Teacher Award 2022 for Kshema, Faculty of Medicine, Dr. Mahabalesh Shetty. Department of Anatomy, Kshema. Assistant Professor, Medical Imaging Technology. Teacher Award 2022 NGSM-IPS, Professor Dr. Narayana Charilu, Assistant Professor. Award 2022. It's my pleasure to introduce today's chief guest, Dr. Surinder Singh, Vice Chancellor of JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, Mysuru. I was given the biodata, or rather the profile of 5 pages. I have managed to concise it. Hopefully I do the justice. Dr. Surinder Singh completed his MBBS from Medical College, Jammu, MD Microbiology from Medical College, Rohtak, Haryana, and his senior residency in microbiology from All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. Dr. Surinder Singh took over the charge of Drugs Controller General of India in 2008 and continued working in the same position till 2011. He was the director of National Institute of Biologicals, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, which is the national control laboratory for testing of all biologicals, including vaccines and biopharmaceuticals. In the year 2012, he was appointed by the state government of Punjab as chairman of the expert committee constituted to develop an institutional development plan for strengthening of drugs regulations and drugs testing laboratory in the state of Punjab during 12th 5-year plan. He has been involved in conceptualizing, planning, implementing, and coordinating various national programs. Some of the programs are National Blood Donor Vigilance Program, started in 2015 and is still continuing. National Drug Survey to study the extent of problems of spurious and not of standard quality drugs in the country, which was done from year 2014 to 2016. In 2015, he was awarded for his excellent contribution towards providing the leadership for this program. His name featured in the list of the world's 40 most influential people in the global pharma industry for consecutive 3 years from 2009 to 2011, as adjudged by a panel of experts of the UK pharma magazine World Pharmaceutical Frontiers. He received Pharma Bio World Award in 2011 for outstanding initiatives in regulatory environment by Chemtech Foundation, India. Dr. Surinder Singh has over 60 publications in national and international journals, along with chapters published in various technical books. Thank you so much.
It's an honor and pleasure to have such an...
A very pleasant morning to all of you. At the outset, I convey my very warm greetings to the president of today's function, Professor Dr. M. Shantaram Shetty ji, the Pro-Chancellor of Nitte University. My warm greetings to the guest of honors for today's program, Professor Dr. Satish Kumar Bhandari ji, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Nitte University, Professor Dr. M.S. Muditya, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Harsha Halali, Registrar of the University, Ms. Sadhna Deshmukh, the Director, of Staff Development Council, all the awardees for today's program. I think it is today is your day, and all the heads of departments, deans, faculty, students, staff, and our friends from media. At the outset, I would like to congratulate all the awardees who have been honored for their outstanding and distinguished service as a teachers. And I think this is an excellent initiative done by Nitte University to recognize your services to the students as well. Because see, as has been mentioned by Dr. Muditya again and again, that every activity of ours has to be student-centric. And I think this effort of yours for which you have been recognized, it is something which is outstanding, and each one of you should feel very proud of yourself. And for me, it's a proud privilege and a matter of immense pleasure to be participating in today's program as a chief guest for the Best Teachers Award ceremony of this very prestigious deemed university, that is Nitte deemed University. Ladies and gentlemen, again I would like to say that I've come all the way and I was looking forward to it, and I really feels immensely pleasure and a happiness to be part of this momentous occasion. To begin with, about the role of the teachers in our day-to-day life, I would like to quote a famous saying from our Rig Veda, which says, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, which means parents and teachers are equal to God. They put mother and father first because they are the first teachers for any child. But teachers, especially in India, are in place of God, and the place where they teach is a temple. As has been mentioned earlier by Dr. Bhandari also, I would like to quote our very respected President, former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who was a great teacher himself and the people's president. And he said that if a country is to be corruption-free, a nation of beautiful minds, three societal members can make the difference: the father, the mother, and the teacher. Such is the importance of teachers in our society. Teachers, as we all know, play multiple roles in the development of a child into a responsible citizen of the country and to be an asset to the society. Teacher is an educator who imparts knowledge to his students. He is a trainer who sharpens the skill of his pupil, is a guide who shows right path to his followers, is a mentor who instills confidence and self-belief in his mentee, is a counselor who provides support in difficult times. Such is a multifarious role which a teacher plays, and it doesn't stop here. The teacher motivates and inspires his students to perform well continuously. He or she is not just a textbook, is itself a total package of textbook come personality and beyond. The role of a teacher is so complex and extensively vast that I sometimes find it very hard to put my thoughts about all that a teacher does into words. There are no universities better than its faculty, because great teaching faculty makes students learn better and ultimately the students fare well. It is rightly said that the quality of a nation banks on the quality of its citizens. The quality of its citizens depends upon the quality of education, and the quality of their education depends upon the quality and role of their teachers. The role of teacher is crucial in achieving human development, social progress, economic advancement in the society. One of the biggest challenges that faces contemporary society is the deterioration of values and degradation of character among people. Academic institutions play a central role in the larger project of nation building, fostering good citizenship, and relentlessly adhering to the universal values of honesty, integrity, and rectitude. Teaching is more than just a professional commitment to imparting knowledge or sharing perspectives. It's a personal commitment to engage in lifelong learning, seeking and giving inspiration, believing in the possibility of a social change and contributing to it, and participating in a transformative experience that makes the world a better place through the sheer joy of teaching, learning, and sharing. Chanakya, a minister in the court of Chandragupta Maurya, and whom we are very familiar, each one of us is very quite familiar about it, and is the author of Arthashastra, was one of the greatest teachers of all times, and he spoke about the teachers in the need for the nation building. He said that this nation will become independent, liberal, forward when the teacher it has guides it properly. A teacher will become successful and will be able to build the character of a person more than anyone else. As teachers, we all have the great privilege and responsibility to impact our students' lives positively and give them reasons to push forward by motivating them to want to succeed in life. Teaching includes aspects such as placing emphasis on knowledge, skills and attitudes, promoting and questioning the self-critical students, and utilizing teaching and learning strategies by informed educational theory and research findings. And this has been further highlighted by Roger Kaufman, who highlights the areas of learning theory. One of the theories is constructivism, which has important implications for teaching and learning. The teacher is not viewed as a transmitter of knowledge, but as a guide who facilitates learning. It highlights the fact that teachers should provide learning experiences that expose inconsistencies between students' current understanding and their new experiences. Teachers should engage in students in an active way, using relevant problems and group interactions. That's why it is very aptly said that true teacher is not a saint on the stage, but a guide by the side. Academics are commonly required to combine a number of activities, including teaching, research, managerial and administrative duties, and that's why I see most of our dignitaries on the dais, they had a role as a teacher, but now they are in the position of managerial and administrative roles and responsibilities, and you might also have a call of this duty coming across your way as you progress in the career. The responsibility of the teacher as an academician is in the higher education is just content delivery through lectures, seminars and training sessions, but also plays a significant role in curriculum designing, planning and assessments, and quality assurance, research, admissions and student support, and many others. And all these qualities of teachers are being addressed in the National Education Policy 2020, which is built upon the foundational pillars of access, equity, quality, affordability and accountability, aligned to 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The NEP 2020 is expected to usher a paradigm shift in teaching learning experience. It focuses on the overall development of students with scientific temperament, making them the country's most productive citizens and this society as a vibrant knowledge society. It envisions an India-centered education system that will contribute directly to transforming the country into global superpower. It is aimed at achieving this aspiration, expectations and requirements of New India. With the introduction of National Education Policy 2020, teachers have many challenges in front of them. And some of these challenges are they have to become lifelong learners. Keep in touch with the disciplinary knowledge as learners will have access to the latest information online. Learn new technologies regularly as every machine nowadays is being updated every couple of months or maybe in couple of years. And degrees won't matter with the period of time, and the most important thing which will matter will be the skills and the performance. And also teachers have to gear for competing with the global teaching community to remain relevant as we are having internationalization and globalization in our academic system coming in. And teacher has also to cope with the technology which is coming up very fast, because technology is changing very rapidly and it is influencing every walk of our life. And gone are the days when teachers used to using chalk and talk engage students. But now what has happened is the blackboard has been new as earlier just as a rectangular board of piece which was hanging on the wall, but now it has changed. It has transformed into a technology where it has become some sort of an interactive media between the educator and the learner. In the fast changing technology and technology savvy youth, it is very important for the teacher to keep abreast and updated to the relevant changing technologies in this time. And any advancement in science and any improvement or improvisation in technology brings in challenges, allied fields also, and education is certainly no exception. And some of these challenges we are already grappling with, and these are the challenges of introduction of artificial intelligence. And in our university, we have made it mandatory that all dissertations which are done, whether it is done by the medical students or pharmacy, dental or anybody, at least 10% of the dissertations, they should be having a component of artificial intelligence in some form, so that this starts getting a students start thinking of the artificial intelligence. And second thing which we are trying to push in our university is that almost 30% of these dissertation work should be interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary. The dental student should go and work on the clinical side, or he should go and work with the pharmacy student, and similarly vice versa. So that what happens, all the elements of national education policy, they are basically taken into consideration. And it doesn't stop at artificial intelligence only. We got a virtual reality, gamification, blockchain technology, quantum computing and robotics, 3D printing technologies which are changing the face of education. This quantum computing, where it would take almost 2-3 years to analyze the data, now this data can be analyzed just within 2-3 days itself. And where quantum computing was costing almost more than a couple of, I would say couple of lakhs, almost 30-40 lakhs. Now, as we know, this quantum computing computers, the cost has come down to almost 3.5 lakhs. They can become just like desktop, and even laboratories can make use of it. And this is one new challenge which is coming up, because just another 4 or 5 years, we will have these quantum computers sitting on our table, and the challenges being thrown on us. The education sector is basically grappling with all these challenges which are there, and with this COVID pandemic, we had lot of these online programs coming up in a very short time. But what has happened is our faculty, our teachers have risen to the occasion, and they face these challenges very, very aptly. And just about 2 months back, I was in a hotel in Hyderabad, just going through the morning paper, and it reminded me of a saying which we used to read in our earlier school days. There is a novel called as A Tale of Two Cities, written by Charles Dickens. And in this, there is one very famous line that coming events cast their shadow. And what I could see from the article which was there in the newspaper was that this is something which is really going to change and challenge the way we teach our students. And this was about the first time teaching robots have been introduced in high schools in Hyderabad, Bangalore and Pune. And these humanoid robot is capable of teaching in 30 different languages, and is interactive, can ask questions, clarify doubts, and also conducting automated assessments. So you have got teacher available 24/7. So teaching not only online, we say anytime, anywhere, you got a teacher also online and anywhere, and can do automated assessments also. And although these are introduced at high school at the present, the day is not far when these robots start teaching at higher education institutions also, and professional institutions, and they would pose a big challenge to the way we teach and learn. And let me tell you, it is not something very far and fetched off. And these robots have been used in a school in Hyderabad itself. And this is one of the challenges which we may not have even thought of it, but this is going to be a reality in couple of years, which is going to be coming, and we are going to be all faced up with. But in this modern dynamic development, which the technologies are basically coming up, we have to forget, we have not to forget that these challenges are for the reality, and we have to gear up it. And but in all these activities, we have to make one very sure, that though we might be having a lot of respect and admire for all these innovators who come out with robotics, and the scientists and the entrepreneurs, but we should not forget that the quiet heroes of all this progress are those who work behind the stage, and they are the teachers. If somebody has brought this humanoid robot, there is a teacher behind it. He or she has made that person capable to think of this humanoid robot. See, he or she has not become like educated or come with this technology on its own. Somebody has laid the foundation. Somebody has equipped him with the right type of knowledge and with the acumen to come out with these humanoid robots, and that is our silent heroes who are behind the scenes, and they are the teachers, And then they are the ones who we are all sitting here in this hall respecting and honoring today. And all these awardees, they are just a representation of what all the teachers are doing for this Nitte University and for university and higher education all across the country. I would say a teacher is a yardstick that measures the achievement and aspirations of the nation, not only of the university. The capability of the university depends upon the role of its teachers and who are the true institution builders. And you are the ones who have been awarded. You are the ones who are bringing laurels to Nitte, which is one of the most respected deemed university in the country. You are the backbone on which the entire structure of this institution depends upon, and I think this is an apt day to honor your recognition and to your outstanding contribution, not only to the institution itself of Nitte, but also to the society as a whole. And this is a day, an occasion for celebration, for thanksgiving and remembrance of contribution of each and every teacher across the length and the breadth of the country, and also to all those who are working in Nitte University. I take this opportunity to congratulate and once again thank all the teachers who are making important contributions to creating and imparting knowledge and building a society that is based on human values and promotion of responsible citizen. I sincerely hope that all of us who are here, we can inspire our students in the way our teachers had inspired us in the past. That's why we have become what we are today over here. I am very glad to be a part of this today's program, and where all our teachers have been basically felicitated. And this is a matter of recognition of the great service which they are providing to this institution. So with once again congratulating all the awardees, because what I feel that the recognition of their service to this deemed university also serves as the inspiration to the young minds, like a lot of students are over here, such scholars would be there. They would also have an aspiration to become teachers one day. I thank the organizers for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be with you on this day with all of you. Thank you very much, and wish you all the best. And once again, a great day for all the awardees. Have a great celebration today. Thank you.
Responsible profession and how students their very best. No matter how digital and technologically advanced we get, I'm sure there's nothing that can beat old school teaching. And kudos to our Chancellor, Professor Dr. M. Shantram Shetty, is no stranger to all of us. His smiling demeanor and immaculate speech always leaves the audience spellbound.
Good morning to each one of you. Esteemed Chief Guest of the Day, Vice Chancellor of one of the most reputed universities of our country, a person as a microbiologist, as an administrator, as a researcher, has shown what one can do in one's lifetime. And he had time to drive all the way from Mysore, 5.5 hours to be with us this morning. Professor Dr. Surendra Singh ji, our own Vice Chancellor, Professor Satish, who is responsible for this day, Professor Muditaya, our Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Harsha, our Registrar, the person who has, under her directorship, who is in charge of the Staff Development Center, has tailored to perfection the manner with which this day has been, ceremony has been undertaken, and chosen the right person for the right job. The heads of the different institutions, the heads of the departments, the awardees, the staff members, and dear students. Congratulations. Congratulations to each one of you seated in the second. You should have been seated in the front there. Congratulations, this is your day. What is noteworthy about the awardees is there is an admixture of age-old experience from Dr. Charlu to the youngest Kaushik here on the left side. And I find
and I find 2 or 3 of them are even bachelors, if I'm right. And that shows the right person has been chosen for the right place. I was asking the Vice Chancellor what was the mode of selection, and Harsha told me that it is mainly the students who have voted for the best teacher. And that shows the clarity. It is the students who have chosen these teachers to be their best teachers. That's why it is. Congratulations. I still remember, I see Dr. Mabal Shetty there, who is the professor of forensic medicine. When I go back to my college days, I remember my professor of forensic medicine, Professor E.T.S. Iyengar. I think he was professor to, I don't know whether to Dr. Prakash, and he must have retired by then. He was the most popular teacher because whatever mischief we did in the city, he used to save us because he was the forensic medicine professor. So, but here is a person who has endeared himself and shown, well, it is not only just the subject matter which is important. No doubt, as Professor Surinder Singh rightly said, with the advancement of science, with the advancement of technology, and from what he mentioned as quantum computing, to genetics, to stem cell, to every other field which you have today, it is very important that a teacher not only teaches the latest of developments in the technological pursuits which is taking place, but to mold him to be a good person. I have been a teacher. God has been very lucky to me. I have been very lucky. I have been a surgeon, and I have been an administrator for the last 20-25 years. As an administrator, I have made more enemies than friends, because as administrators we make more enemies than friends as such. But as a surgeon, I would have made money and made myself very comfortable in life. But if you ask me, what has made you the best of the person, it is the teacher. It is the teacher and teacher alone which has given ultimate satisfaction. When a student comes and tells you, sir, you taught me 40 years ago, and here I am, what I am today, that is the ultimate a teacher can achieve. And each one of you, I am very, very happy that each one of you are teachers. And remember, this is a God-given gift to you. All cannot be teachers. Although in every field of endeavor, we teach someone, even in the field of any field, at senior teachers, the junior. But as a teacher, every day you teach not only the subject proper, but how to be a good human being. I repeat these words of Veda Shastra I have repeated perhaps before. Why I repeat is, I will come to that. There are nearly 6 types of teachers, which I have told before perhaps. One is a simple Upadhyaya, Adhyapak. Adhyapak is a person who comes, whatever he has read the day before, he comes and teaches in the class. The next is a Upadhyaya. Upadhyaya is a person who tries to explain the particular subject of pathology like Dr. JP does, and he explains in detail what is what. Whereas an Acharya is Acharya, he not only, but he demonstrates what is what. We have Bhishmacharya, we have Dronacharya, who have demonstrated to their people. Coming to Dronacharya, I would not rate him as the greatest of the teachers, because when I talk of teachers, I also talk of students. You would have remembered there are 3 types of teachers in Mahabharata. One was Arjuna, who had everything in his life. He was the prince, he had everything, he had the best of the teachers, he reached great heights. But there was that Karna, who teachers abandoned him, but he went to Parshuram and taught, because he sought perfection, and he became almost perfect as Arjuna is. The third was poor Ekalavi, who was deep in the forest, and he kept the image of Dronacharya, and he learned what Arjuna and Karna could achieve. And that was a real student. And he tells everything in the particular subject. If it is pharmacy, like Pandit, our principal sitting here, is a Pandit. He knows everything about the subject. He comes and preaches everything. The next one is a Drashti. A Drashti is a particular subject and tells the student, this is your vision, and he is a Guru. Gu in Sanskrit is darkness. Ru in it is not a Drashti or a Pandit, because you have chiseled them, you have trained them to be best of the students. That should be our endeavor. As Professor was rightly telling, all of us should be mentors. In English, it is mentorship. It is mentorship to be a good professor. Why I said this is, most of you may not say it. You will see Albert Einstein mentioned the same thing 3,400 years later. Vedas came 3,500 years ago. And Albert Einstein 100 years ago said there are 4 types of teachers who demonstrate, who preach, and then finally who are mentors. I really congratulate each one of you for taking this great profession. You may not make great money like Dr. Satish Bhandari has done. As a teacher, your teacher, you have claimed much more, and those students will remember you for life. So, gentlemen, it has been, we are extremely thankful to Professor Surinder Singh and all the dignitaries on the dais and each one of the heads of the institutions and the departments for bringing the thought of selecting the best of the teachers and award them. And you see the smile of each one of the awardees when they came and received that plaque from our chief guest. It is for the younger generation who are sitting behind his message. Let us take that message today and let us march forwards firm in our faith. Thank you very much indeed.
He has been inspiration to all of us, teachers and others, right from the beginning of this university, as the first Vice Chancellor of the university. He is a mentor for all of us here. It was, as usual, wonderful to hear to his words of wisdom, which at the same time he brings in that element of fun, and he combines gravity and fun in his own style. Sir, thank you for being here with us today. Thank you for honoring all our awardees today. Our chief guest, Professor Dr. Surinder Singh, Vice Chancellor of JSS University. He is, as pointed out earlier, he is a friend of our university. He has, been with us in times of difficulties, and here today he is with us in a time of celebration. I must mention that Dr. Surinder Singh started his career as a teacher. He started his career as assistant professor of microbiology, I think in the Government Medical College, Picard. And then he moved more into research and then into regulatory affairs and regulatory administration. Very onerous, very difficult job of being the control of the drugs control of India. And then he has come back to academics now. He is now leading very rapidly growing university, and we can't think of a better person, somebody who began his career as a teacher and who is now leading teachers and other people in the university. Very inspiring words he had for us today. He really outlined the changing role of the teacher, the challenges that teachers face today, and he reminded us of the importance of teachers and how they shape the societies and therefore our responsibilities. Dr. Singh, thank you for being here with us today. Please accept your momentum. I request our Chancellor and I thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Satish Kumar Bandari, who of course guides us in all these matters. It is one of his initiatives that we started formally recognizing teachers on Teachers' Day from last year. We instituted awards for researchers a little while earlier, and he was very clear that we should also recognize the contribution of teachers, and he has initiated this. The Vice Chancellor has very clearly articulated the belief of the university in the importance of teachers for everything that we do. He himself, a very beloved teacher, is a leader by example. Sir, thank you for being here today. I must thank Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. Muritaya, who gives us very important inputs in all these initiatives. His incisive inputs has helped us in improving all these kind of initiatives and implementing them with great confidence. He has honored us all by announcing the awardees today, and I thank him from on behalf of all. A big thank you to all the heads of institutions who are here, and some of us who are unable to be here due to their commitments. The heads of institutions were at the center of this entire exercise because they formed the committees, they chaired the committees, and they set the process in place to identify the teachers for recognition today. Thank you, sirs, for your support, madams, for your support, and for being with us today. I must thank the students who are in good numbers here today. It's hard to imagine a Teachers' Day celebration without students. I think the decibel level of applause today is much higher because we have large numbers of students, because obviously, the fans are here to adore their staff. Thank you, sir.